We have never lived in a subdivision before. We've always lived in a city or a neighborhood. And if you're like us, and this is going to be your first time living in a subdivision, there's a few things that we just noticed that we wanted to share with you guys today. Things we noticed is that cars parked on the side of the road. I never really thought about that, but here in these subdivisions, that's a hot topic. People get really frustrated when there's a lot of cars parked on the side of the road because the roads are really not that wide, and it kind of ends up being like a video game going side to side trying to get down your street, and it can get really frustrating and people get really angry about that. Now, we did hear that on private roads you're not allowed to park on the side of the street, but of course on public roads you can. I also noticed that on streets that have 3-car garages, the cars tend not to park on the road as much. So if that's going to be a big factor for you, try to get maybe a 3-car garage, or try to go to like a gated community or where there's a private road. The next thing we notice is that not all the subdivisions have sidewalks on both sides of the street. It can kind of get a little bit of annoying because sometimes you have people walking in the road, or the one sidewalk gets a little bit crowded. So it's definitely nicer to have sidewalks on 2 sides of the street, but just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at subdivisions around here in Parrish. Okay, so the third thing is narrow driveways. The builders, they do this on purpose. They don't extend the driveways all the way out to the sides of the garage. They make them more narrow. They want to save money, of course. But when you have your 2 cars side by side next to each other, what ends up happening is when you try to get out of the car, you end up stepping on the grass, and that can get really annoying, especially when it's raining. Your feet start getting all wet, and it's just kind of unpleasant. A lot of the homeowners, what we'll see them do is add an extension. Either they'll do like a concrete or a paver extension to help solve that problem. And then the last thing is having to ask to do things on your house. Kind of goes with the rules. um we weren't used to that. If we wanted to change the landscaping, put a fence in, put a pool in, you have to ask to do those things, and definitely we weren't used to having to do that. So it's just something to think about, different things that happen when you live in a subdivision versus not living in an HOA subdivision. Now, don't get me wrong, subdivisions have a lot of positive things about them. I really do love where I live, and I'll probably make another video about all the positive things, but I did want to share with you the things that we had noticed because we never lived in a subdivision life before, HOA life before. So I hope this helps you guys. It's Amy and Tom, Keys to the Coast Real Estate. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Feel free to call us anytime. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.